Hey everybody, welcome to Always Bored Never Boring. I am a big fan of Masters of the Universe Battleground, a skirmish game from Archon Studio that I've been covering on the channel since I was gifted the core set for my birthday back in June 2022. The theme is close to my heart, but the game is incredibly solid and the presentation, for the most part, we'll ignore a few bits of artwork, is fantastic. As a result, it quickly slid into my list of top 50 board games at number 20. After around a year and a half of steady releases, the game has continued to impress, although admittedly, I have found more things to moan about with recent releases than I did at first. That's mainly due to a combination of most of my favourite characters already being available, and Archon Studio starting to lean more heavily on more modern elements of the franchise that just don't tickle my nostalgia bone in quite the same way. Oh, that sounds awful. I'm not using that turn of phrase again. Anyway, I know that the She-Ra stuff is coming for this game. There is already a She-Ra promo out and they have teased some artwork, and that doesn't really interest me all that much. I have religiously purchased everything for this game to date, but I am probably going to pass on She-Ra. Of course, I will still buy anything they release for the existing factions that I am collecting. There are still some characters I need to see on the tabletop. Where am I going with all this? Ah yeah, that's right, Masters of the Universe Battleground is currently only being distributed in Europe due to licensing issues. There have always been a few US retailers that have managed to stock the game, like Badger Games in Milwaukee, but it has not been easy for those across the pond to get into this game. At the same time that Archon Studio were launching Battleground, Cool Mini or Not were taking their own stab at the franchise, with Masters of the Universe Clash for Eternia, which they birthed rather unsurprisingly on Kickstarter. Clash for Eternia is a one versus many or cooperative skirmish game with a team of players assuming the role of heroic warriors fighting villains under the control of a single player or the game's AI. Clash for Eternia raised over $2 million on Kickstarter, thanks in no small part to a steady stream of stretch goals and a vast quantity of paid add-ons, mainly exclusives, including a massive Castle Grayskull. The game looked beautiful. The miniatures, which I would argue don't look as good as Archon's, are really nice. They're pre-assembled and all your favourites are in there. Plus a bunch that probably aren't your favourites but they are in there anyway because this is Cool Mini or Not and they run Kickstarters that have all the things ever. More importantly, I think it looked different enough to Archon Studio's one-on-one skirmish experience that a He-Man fan could probably find space in their collection for both games. But there was a problem. And I mean a problem besides the usual Cool Mini Kickstarter problems of exclusives that make it feel like if you don't get it all now you might be missing out on valuable gameplay, expensive add-ons, high shipping, and general campaign sprawl. The big problem was the game was region locked. Fans in Europe were all out of luck unless they wanted to jump through hoops by getting someone else to buy it for them and ship it abroad, or by using one of those reshipping companies that will bounce packages around the world for you. And that was that. 2 Masters of the Universe games, 2 approaches to the franchise, 2 attractive designs packed with fan favourite characters, and both, to some degree at least, region locked. But it looks like that is changing. The other day I was informed by subscriber John Middleton that Masters of the Universe Battleground is now available at Noble Knight Games in the US. The core game and most of the expansions appear to be there. They are a bit difficult to find. Seriously, what is going on with their search engine? But they are there, and the prices aren't too bad. Not sure if this is a sign of the game starting to get a wider distribution outside of Europe, but it's always promising to see games finding their way to other retailers. If you're in the US and you've ever watched any of my Battleground videos and thought, hey that looks pretty boss, now may be the time to take a closer look at this one. And the good news for He-Man fans doesn't end there. At the same time I was contacted by John, I also saw an advertisement for a reprint of Cool Mini's Clash for Eternia board game. They are bringing back the full contents of the Kickstarter campaign, including all the expansions, and they are launching it on Gamefound. That is great news for anybody who missed out on the Kickstarter campaign the first time around. But the best news is, this time the game is available for shipping worldwide. The region locking is no more. I have seen a few questions floating around about this Gamefound reprint, and at the moment I'm not sure we have answers for them. Cost and shipping are as yet undefined as far as I can tell. Furthermore, there is no word on whether the reprint will be updated with corrections to previously identified errors, or if there will be an errata pack for those people who backed the original Kickstarter campaign and would like some corrected components. But there are some things we do know. The game is coming to Gamefound in January 2024, and there won't be any stretch goals. However, Cool Mini or Not are adding something new. 2 previously unavailable characters, Cyclone and one of my favourites, Jitsu. These can be acquired independently, and there is free shipping on them in the US, so previous backers don't need to worry about missing out or being overcharged for them. Now, honestly, I can't see myself investing in Clash for Eternia on Gamefound. I am already heavily invested in a Masters of the Universe game, a game I hope still has legs, and I have so many top quality miniatures still to paint. However, I can see myself at least picking up the core set for the game if it's going to end up on shelves in the UK, as I would like to try out the system for myself. Hopefully, I will finally get that opportunity. For now, I'm going to put some links in the video description below so you can check out the Gamefound page for Clash for Eternia, maybe sign up to stay informed on the campaign, or visit Noble Knight to check out Battleground. Do remember, I am not affiliated with these companies, I'm including the links for information purposes only. And that is it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like the video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so. And hopefully, I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.